Well, folks, it seems the Canadians are not known for their passive aggressiveness this week. Ontario just slapped a 25% surcharge on all electricity exports to the US. That's $10 per megawatt hour for those keeping score at home. This move, effective immediately, is about as subtle as a moose in a china shop. And it's all thanks to you-know-who, President Tariff himself. This isn't some random act of Canuck aggression. It's a direct response to Trump's tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods. Remember that whole national security threat thing he pulled with Canadian steel and aluminum? Yeah, turns out our neighbors to the north have a long memory and a surplus of hydroelectricity. So, who's feeling the shock from this electric fence Ontario just erected? For starters, about 1.5 million homes and businesses in New York, Michigan, and Minnesota. They're all plugged into the Ontario power grid and now facing potential increases of 100 Canadian dollars or roughly 75 American dollars on their monthly bills. Ouch! But here's the kicker. Electricity can be resold. So this price hike could ripple outward, hitting wallets in states far beyond the initial blast zone. Meanwhile, Ontario is projected to rake in an extra 300,000 to 400,000 Canadian dollars per day from this surcharge. That's a lot of maple syrup money, folks. Ontario's Premier, Doug Ford, no relation to the car or the Rob Ford debacle, thankfully, has made it clear this is not a bluff. He's playing hardball and says he won't back down until those American tariffs are gone. In fact, he's threatened to raise the surcharge even higher or even cut off the power entirely if Trump doesn't blink. And get this, Ontario is practically drowning in electricity. They export about 30 times more power than they import, sending a whopping 12,000 megawatt hours south of the border every year. They've got the juice, and they're not afraid to use it. But wait, there's more. This whole electricity standoff might just be the tip of the iceberg. Ford has been on the phone with other Canadian premiers whispering sweet, tariff-laden nothings in their ears. Provinces like New Brunswick, Manitoba, Quebec, and British Columbia are all eyeing Ontario's move with interest. British Columbia, bless their hearts, is even thinking about slapping their own export charges on wait-for-it lumber. You know, the stuff Trump slapped tariffs on in the first place. Talk about taking a page from the art of the deal, eh? And Ford has even suggested that Alberta should get in on the action by taxing oil exports to the US. Now that's just cold, Doug. Cold, but kind of brilliant. This whole trade war is like a hockey game that's gone into sudden death overtime. Except instead of sticks and pucks, they're using tariffs and electricity. And right now, it looks like Canada might just be skating away with the win.